As far as Super Mario games go, the Mario Strikers series is just about as cult classic as you can get. The first two games, Super Mario Strikers and Mario Strikers Charge, were developed by Next Level Games. The recent game Mario Strikers Battle League has continued the tradition and is also developed by Next Level Games. According to developer interviews, one of the major focuses of Mario Strikers games was to give the Mario characters a rougher edge. This manifests in the game through the aggressive style of play. These aggressive depictions of the characters were further amplified for the sequel Mario Strikers Charged. When developing Mario Strikers, Next Level Games looked at other arcade-style football games on the market. In an interview with GameXplain, Mike mentions that the power-ups and Super Strikes were inspired or in response to reviewing Sega Soccer Slam. The team also focused on keeping the core of soccer or football intact while removing the slower aspects of the sport. This is the reason behind the inclusion of the electric fence. Allowing the ball to go outside of bounds would have slowed down the gameplay and would have required a cutscene and a play break. A Super Mario Strikers beta build exists and features many changes from the final version of the game. In it, Mario and company sport different looks close to their main series depictions, and lacking some of the aggressive tone they would get further along in development. One of the more humorous things to come from these games is a meme, the infamous Waluigi Crotch chop, in which Waluigi scores a goal and forms a V with his hands and chops at his torso on either side of his crotch. Next Level Games expected Nintendo to veto the animation, but the veto never came, leading to his legendary meme. Mike Engelhart commented in a recent interview with GameXplain that Next Level Games had attempted to create a tornado crowd riot for Mario Strikers Charge, but it remained unfinished. Ultimately, the tornado and crowd riots did not return in Mario Strikers Charged. In the upcoming Mario Strikers Battle League, Luigi has a tornado attack move which Mike speculated may have originated with the early attempt at creating a similar tornado in Charged. There are conflicting reports on how much focus was in developing motion controls for Strikers Charged. In a 2005 interview, Mike Engelhart mentions that they tried everything they could think of with motion control during the pre-production. He goes on to say that they implemented hitting motion controls very quickly and did not revisit the idea of adding additional motion controls. However, when asked a similar question by GameXplain, Mike mentioned that Nintendo had directed them not to focus on motion controls. A last note about director Mike Engelhart is that he actually owns a working custom Mario Strikers Charged arcade cabinet. Judging from the photographs, it's quite the piece of artwork and is probably a lot of fun to play too. In 2006 and 2007, Next Level Games worked on a project that could be considered a spin-off called Super Mario Spikers. The game would have been Mario's take on volleyball and would have pushed the envelope even further when it comes to portraying the Mushroom Kingdom characters with aggression, incorporating WWE-style wrestling moves into the game of volleyball. Some of the leaked animations include attacks where players are jumped on and slammed into the ground. It's thought that for Nintendo, these acts of violence were just too out of character for Mario and the crew.
Do whatever it takes to win. Mario Strikers Charged.
Mario Strikers Battle League is the first Mario Strikers game in 15 years. New mechanics in the game include Team Tackle, where tackling your own team member sends them into the other side of the playfield. Special moves return in the form of Hyper Strikes, which can be performed once a strike orb is collected. The game's music was composed by Chad York and Darren Radke. Both had previously scored Strikers Charged all those years ago. As many Nintendo titles do, the game recycles assets from previous Mario games. Most of the character audio is reused from Mario Kart 8, Mario Sports Mix, and Super Mario 3D Land. On January 4th, 2021, Nintendo announced that they bought Next Level Games and brought them in as an official first-party studio. Next Level Games has been working with Nintendo exclusively for most of a decade, having developed all three Mario Strikers games, two Luigi's Mansion games, and several other well-received Nintendo games, and their ownership cements that relationship for years to come.
¿Qué tal, amigos aficionados? Aquí está el partido de semifinales entre los eternos archirrivales. Aquí está llegando en este momento Mario. Entra al campo. Vean ustedes, se lleva el balón. Aquí está jugando hacia la derecha. Lo pierde Mario. Viene Mario nuevamente, lo recupera y se la va a llevar. Está jugando con el balón por el centro. Se lleva uno, se lleva el otro, se lleva a este otro.
Thanks to GameXplain and Mario Strikers director Mike Engelhart for enriching our understanding of the development of the Mario Strikers series. Check the description below for links and sources to all these facts. We're trying to reach 100,000 subscribers in our first year. You can help by subscribing and clicking the notification bell. In return, we promise to make more videos like these. This has been a Game Facts special.